From Fresno, California, Bill Bunetta. From Orlando, Florida, Bill Allen. Two more of the world's greatest bowlers on championship bowling in a three-game match. From the Firestone Bowl-O-Rama Lanes in Akron, Ohio. Hello, everybody, from Akron, Ohio. It's championship bowling. This is Fred Wolf. Two more of our field of 24 of the world's greatest bowlers in weekly competition. A purse of over $70,000. The winner this week, as usual, receives $1,000. The loser, $500. 5 strikes in a row in any one game. We start a $250 bonus. $50 a strike on top of the 5. A 300 score worth $10,000. All competition sanctioned by the American Bowling Congress. These two boys will be out again, making another appearance, meeting a different opponent. For the 6 games, the 2 top scorers will qualify for the finals with a $15,000 added purse during the final 2 weeks here on Championship Bowling in Akron, Ohio. Working with us this week, the great champion, Dick Weber from St. Louis. Richard, how are you?
Thank you, Frank. Very good.
Well, we've got a couple of pretty rough cookies here. One a left-hander, too, by the way. How do you size these two boys up?
Well, both of them will be pretty rough, Fred, but I think we'll have an interesting match. Of course, I couldn't pick a winner between the two because I've seen these fellows in the past, and they're just too tough for me.
Oh, yeah, they're too tough for you. Dick, we'll see you right up there in just a moment. We'll have everybody meet these two fellas. Let's introduce first Big Bill. Big Bill Bunetta from Fresno, California. Willie? Oh! Willie, you look like you're all wound up this week. You ready?
I hope so, Freddie. I've been practicing, and the ball seems to be under control.
And still weighs 16 pounds?
I hope so.
You know, you're not going to be able to follow any track this week. You can't follow this track this
Well, also,
your opponent.
he can't follow me up, because I'm not going to watch him anyway.
He can't follow yours either. Let's bring him out here. From the southpaw side, Bill Allen, Orlando, Florida. Bill, nice to see you.
Nice to be here.
Bill, this is your first appearance on Championship Bowling. We're looking forward to some big things.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
You're very happy to be here. You got a pretty tough cookie here. I'd like to see you shake hands, come out of fighting.
I've met him
Akron,
before.
we are ready to go. Let's give him a little encouragement now. Bill Bunetta, Fresno, California, losing the toss. Bill Allen won the toss. He liked it to start on the right. All games start on the left. Bunetta throws. He's good. He's good there. Get a solid strike. Getting this thing started the way all bowlers like to start. Get the first strike in a hurry, then get your double, and here's Bill Allen. Going to have some interesting angles here, Dick, this week. Dick Weber sitting in with us. Way out around that first diamond. And look at here. Double pinochle.
Bill was very concerned about his speed when he was practicing this week, Fred, and he just wanted to make sure that he got the ball over the foul line and kept his speed up.
This angle, Dick, of going around the first diamond is quite unusual, isn't it, really?
It's a very tough angle, Fred, very tough.
Going for the 2. The big 4, double pinochle, as it is called many times, and the AMF spare maker indicated how to convert that, but that'd be a little difficult, wouldn't it, Richard?
Yes, I think so. If he did make it, it'd be a freak accident.
Moving to the left now, Bill Allen from Orlando, Florida. Born in Adairville, Kentucky, moved to Nashville when he was 10 years old and went to Orlando, Florida in 1954. That's the ball.
Seemed to have a little more zip on that one, Fred.
This boy can really turn them. On the 1964 winter tour of the Professional Bowlers Association, he won over $14,000, winning the Mobile Open and the New Orleans Open. Bill Bunetta, trying for 2. Looks like he's there, and that's 2 in a row. So Big Bill, Bananas, Willie, he's got a lot of nicknames, and they call him Vocabulary for short. former Detroiter. We knew Bill over the years as a Detroiter. Has 4 sons. They all like to bowl. And he moves left on 2. Getting a great start here. Has already a 22-pin lead. Can he make it 3? Look at that 7-pin. Nothing touched it. How can you figure that one, Dick?
Everything wrapped around the 7-pin that time. Couldn't understand that hit at all. It's interesting to note the different styles between these two fellows, Fred. One gets the ball fairly well over the foul line. One lays the ball by the foul line.
At the 7-pin, Bunetta covers. Just covers. Bill got a little lazy on that one. Took it for granted, and you can't do that in this game. So at the end of 3 for Bunetta, it's 49 spare as Bill Allen from Orlando, Florida, going for his first double. Had the big 4 here in the first frame, and he hits that same spot. This time he has the baby split on the left side. The 2 and the 7. Kind of hard to pick up the pin numbers here, Dick, with these left-handers. Everything is opposite.
Everything's just the opposite.
Beautiful shot. Looking at this fella, Dick, when he starts to the line, he just seems to glide up there, and his head seems to be in a set position. It's a very smooth delivery, and he seems to be in position when he releases that ball.
He has no hesitation about his delivery at all, which is very good.
Big reach. He's right back in there. So Bill Allen now has 2 beautiful strikes on the left side. He's hit the nose twice here on the right side, so he'll have to do a little adjusting as Bunetta moves in now. In the 4th, Bill started with 2, left a good 7-pin in the 3rd, and he's right back in the pocket again. This time leaves the 7 again. A lot of action, but nothing seems to nudge the 7. Bill Bunetta, one of the real likable guys on the Professional Bowlers Association Tour. Very popular with AMF, conducts clinics all over the country. At the 7-pin this time, no doubt about it. Well, they tell me he's the bowler's bowler, and that's certainly a great compliment. Bill Bunetta, Fresno, California, in the 5th. Throws. This time he's too high, leaves the 3-10. That's the first ball Bill has had out of the pocket. Bill won the Fairless Hills Open on the PBA Tour in 1960. Won about $5,000. 1962, he won $9,500. In 63, $13,000 on the 64 Winter Tour. Bill only competed in 4 events. He missed the 3-10, barely going by the 3-pin, so Bunetta is open. Each man now has had 1 open frame. Bill Allen from Orlando, Florida, needs this strike. He's on a strike. See what he does now. He's been on the nose twice. He's going to get this one around that first diamond, and he's short. So, as they say, Dick, 1 mistake or 2 mistakes will make another mistake the opposite way, and that's about what Allen did.
Yeah, he overcorrected just a little bit on this. He looped the ball, seemed to loop the ball a little bit more than he wanted to. And this isn't done around the first arrow, especially.
Well, he's open again. 3 open frames on the right side, going for his 3rd strike on the left. So at the end of 5, Bunetta is 95 open. Allen 76 open. We're in the 6th, first game, championship bowling. Bill Allen back in there. Boy, look at that fire. This is the ball that has the boys around the tour, especially the last 1963 and 64 when Bill Allen just joined the tour. Has some of the boys a little concerned the way he splashes them, doesn't he, Dick?
He has those pins rattling all the time for him.
Bunetta back. Beautiful ball. So Bill has made one mistake, and he has paid the penalties. Bill Bunetta, who has reached perfection in bowling, he has 15, 20, 300 scores. Oh, look at that 8-pin. I believe he has 2 of them sanctioned, but this fella, Dick, I know you like to play golf too. Bill Bunetta also has 2 holes in 1, which he's very proud of.
I've still got to get my first one.
We were lucky in 1964, Dick. We had one. There we are. That's the ball. And now look out for Mr. Bill Allen from Orlando, Florida. Interesting, too, Dick. The only thing Bill does, left-handed, is bowl. This fellow started in a company league in 1958. Hasn't been bowling too long, but he certainly learned how in a hurry. Going for, look at that ball come in there. He has another one. And he was out on the last board with that one, Dick.
Boy, that ball wheels.
So Bill Allen pulling himself up here by his bootstraps. 2 opens. He converted the 2-7. We're in the 8th. Bunetta tries for another one. Little high. Breaks up the 4-7-10.
Looks like Bill choked the ball off a little bit, cut the ball off instead of following through with it real good, Fred.
4-7. Bill Bunetta now finds himself less than 10 pins out in front. Bill had himself a 20-pin lead at one time. He had 19 pins to work on in the 5th frame. The margin now is about 7 pins, and Allen is on a strike in the 8th, Bunetta on a spare. So Bill Allen can take the lead for the first time if he can string out that triple he has, and of course he has a chance for bonus money. 5 in a row. In any one game, $250, $50 on each additional strike. Too high this time, Bunetta gets the 4-7-10. That's 2 in a row that he's pushed up there, Dick.
Yes, I think the 2 7-pins that Bill left back in the 3rd and 4th frame shook him up a little bit. Now he's trying to get a little more on the ball, a little more roll and turn on the ball. This is causing him to cut the follow-through off right at the foul line.
Well, the AMS Sparemaker indicates the ball hitting the 4-pin very thin, and Bill missed the 4. He is open in the 9th. 168. That's Bunetta's 2nd open frame. And now Bill Allen needs simply a spare to take the lead, but I'm sure he's interested in this big strike. He can move left and have a chance at bonus money. Big turn. Here it comes. There it is. Boy, this is a real picture ball, Dick, to watch that ball go around that first diamond and then go on out and practically ride that ridge and suddenly make that right turn into the pocket. All right, let's see what he does. Here's a $250 ball for Bill Allen from Orlando, Florida. Bonus money. It's out there. Here it comes. Look out. Too high. Too high. Pinched it a bit. He leaves the 6-10. Well, 4 in a row makes the boys think a little bit, doesn't it, Dick?
Yes, it does. That's the first time he missed lane 25, too, Fred.
That's right. He was all strikes on the left side. 6-10. He covers the spare. And Bill Allen from Orlando, Florida will pull out of here with 204. He only had 76 in the 5th frame. Looked like he was in deep trouble. Bunetta has a chance for 198 if he can get his double in the 10th. Bill was the winner of the 1959 and again a 1961 Cream of the Crop Invitational in Florida. Well, they gave that one a little too much room. Oh, he's going to get 9 out of that. Didn't look like he had to have a free ball to experiment there, Dick. I think he was just a little loose with that one. 203 for Bill Allen. The Battle of the Bills. The Battle of California against Florida. Hurry there. There's that 7-pin again. That's 3 of them for Bunetta. Can't seem to kick that 7 loose.
No, you can't. It's hard to explain. The pins are just wrapping around the 7-pin. Just with a fraction more break or a little break, why Bill will get the 7-pin down.
There's the cover. Big Bill now with the final ball here in the first game of 3 on championship bowling. Former Detroiter, then a Chicagoan. He won the Chicago Match Game Championship in '59, and he's been out in Fresno, California since '61. That's the spot. Now he leaves the 8-pin. So Bunetta is showing us about every tack or wrap you can possibly get. This is Fred Wolf, along with Dick Weber, Championship Bowling, where you see the world's greatest bowlers in match game competition every week from the Firestone lanes in Akron, Ohio, the rubber capital of the world. Here are the scores at the end of the first game. Bill Bunetta from Fresno, California, 187. Bill Allen from Orlando, Florida, 203. The margin, 16 pins. Akron, you ready for game number 2? Let's have a little encouragement here. Bill Allen, the left-hander from Orlando, Florida, who won the toss, elected to finish on the left side. The first and third game will start the second game from the left. There's the action, and he has a strike.
There's the hit that Bunetta was leaving the 7-pin on, but it would be Allen's 10-pin, and he carried.
Oh, he really piles them up in that right corner. Here's Bill Bunetta from Fresno, California. Big boy, throws, and this time he kicked the 7 out of there. So those AMF-matched registered tournament pins are really being shaken up a bit. I hope they leave the labels on them, Dick. AMF tournament-grade pins, hand-selected, too high. He's going to get it, almost. Well, he had one pin block out that roller. It looked like he was going to get away with one. So Bill Bunetta unable to get a double in the second game.
Bill hollered interference on that shot right there.
Yeah, he had it. I thought he was going to get away with something. Cross lane. Bunetta covering the 6-pin. Well, we'll watch the left-hander here. This side's been a little difficult for him. However, he did manage to catch it twice in the last 4 frames of the first game. He only had 76 in the 5th frame, came out of it with a 200 game. That's the room. Ooh, that made a right turn in a hurry, Dick. Didn't it look like it was in there?
Sure did. It looked awful good. Stroked real well on the ball. Just one of those unfortunate games in the bowling game.
Oh, that ball really made a sudden move on the nose. He had the double pinochle in the first frame, the 4, 6, 7, 10 on the same hit. That ball really moves the last 3 feet. So Allen is open. This match practically even. The margin was 16 pins. Bunetta has picked up 12 of them as we go into the 3rd frame. Second game of 3, $1,000 to the winner. Both these boys will make another appearance, meeting a different opponent. He kicks the 4 out.
That's very funny.
Kicks the 6 out. Pardon me. Everything is the opposite.
Just like our 4-pin.
Yes. Of course, that's what makes the great bowler, Dick. I'm sure you agree. When you can kick the 4 out on the high hit and still shake him up on the thin one. Right. 2 solid 10-pin. Freight train didn't work.
That's what you're always practicing for.
So
tripping that 10, tripping the 4.
Bunetta's had them all. He's had 3 7-pins. He's had a solid 8-pin, now a solid 10-pin. It's not easy. These lanes have been reconditioned as they are for every match. There's the cover. So Bill now moves to the left. Bunetta is 39 spare. Allen is 28 strike. And Bill again is getting all his strikes on the left side. He only missed that lane once in the first game. There it is. So Bunetta sitting on a strike. Allen needs this one to keep that margin at 16 pins. Now he just hit the nose. 4, 6, 7 here in the second. He's going to be careful. Get it out. Look out. Look out. So he's had them all here on the right side, Dick. The 4, 6, the 4, 6, 7, and the 4, 6, 7, 10.
It's quite an array of splits.
Now, with the angle that Bill throws, how is he going to adjust? He's just going to have to go farther around the first diamond than he does. That's
I would think
taking a
so,
chance.
Fred. Yes, I would
He
think
could throw
so.
that thing in the channel pretty easy, couldn't he?
One little slip and you're right there.
So at the end of 4, Allen is open again.
Lane 25 seems to be his lane, and he's a little concerned about 26 on the tail end, so he will have to make an adjustment after a while.
Well, that was obvious when he won the toss. He elected to finish on the other side. There it is. Boy, it's so easy, and for the bowlers that are not aware of the fact that all of this competition is sanctioned by the American Bowling Congress, and that, of course, means that competition must be cross lanes. You cannot bowl on one lane. That's what makes it difficult. Well, Bill got himself a double. So at the end of 5, in the second game, Bunetta, 59. He works on 2. Allen is 56 in the 4th with a single strike in the 5th. We're in the 6th frame. Second game. Bunetta gets up there. This time leaves the 5-7. Bill hitting that pocket, but not getting the results that he wants. That hit didn't look that bad, Dick.
No, it didn't. The only thing I noticed, Bill started to run it out, and then he stopped because he seen the ball slide a little bit, and he was a little bit fast with the ball. So this is the reason he left the 5-7. But yet he was in the pocket and could have carried.
Hurry. Hurry. Great shot. Oh, boy, there was no doubt about that. He hit that 7-pin a mile a minute. Here's Bill Allen now in the 6th. Now he's had 2 straight splits here. Big ones. 4-6, 4-6, 7. Throw it out farther. And here it comes. There it is. Man, I can see half of that bowling ball hanging over the channel, Dick, when he gets it out there. It just scares
you a little bit, doesn't it, Fred?
It certainly does. But he knows what he's doing with it. You know, this fella gets no callus on his fingers, on his hands, nowhere. He looks like a barber, really. There's no callus anywhere. Look at that. Look at those pins dance, and the 7-pin is still up there. Bad break for Bill Allen.
Yes, that's the first swishing 10 that Bill has left. Bill Allen has left.
Bill Bunetta out in front now by 5 pins. There's the batter. So at the end of 7 for Bill Allen, he's 105. Bill Bunetta moves in the 7th, working on a spare. Bunetta right back in the 1-3 pocket, and Bill carried that one. There was no doubt about that. We go into the 8th frame. Bill Bunetta out in front. The margin, about 6 pins. Bill trailed by 16. He has Allen here as we go into the 8th by 22 pins. Bunetta is on the strike. Allen on the spare. So Bill can add to that margin. See what he does with this one, Dick. Big turn. Look out.
You know, Fred, between the 2 different pitches here, the first pitch in the 7th frame here, Bill rolled the ball without any turn, and on lane 25 in the 8th frame here, he turned the ball considerably. So it must be a little difference in the lanes to him, and he feels more confident in doing this.
The 3-6-10, a tough shot. Bunetta covers it beautifully, and he has the spare. So for Bunetta, it's 147. Spare in the 8th as Bill Allen, the southpaw from Orlando, Florida, moves in on the right side. Only been bowling since 1958. Solid 7. Coming from the left side. This is a solid 7, which is a solid 10 for the right-hander naturally. How's he going to make this one, Dick?
I don't know. Gee.
Oh. everybody here in Akron, Ohio figured that was gone. That had to be in the channel, but this boy has quite a knack of getting those corner pins. He really has to throw it out there. 3/4 of that ball was hanging in midair. We're in the ninth. Allen throws, got to hurry, doesn't get there, and there is a light hit and a split. Quite unusual. The 3 and the 7.
Bill knew he threw a bad ball at this particular time. He reared up right at the foul line. Wasn't quite satisfied with the release at all.
That's the first time he's missed the pocket over there, I believe, since the 10th frame of the first game.
Yes.
Goal. Well, almost. He almost got a kick out of the pin receptacle area there, but he's going to be open in the ninth, and that puts Bill Bunetta out in front as he piles up a margin here in the ninth frame of the second game. Championship bowling from Akron, Ohio. Fred Wolf, along with Dick Weber. Set too high. Bill breaks it up. You know, a common interest is a big asset in a happy marriage. And bowling is one of the few sports in which husband and wife can participate. Now, many married couples make it a regular weekly pastime. So look, girls, you wives, get on the telephone. Get another couple to join you and your husband this weekend and go bowling. Check your nearby bowling center. Bill Bunetta now moving to the left side. He has a lead here of 35 pins in the second game. He trailed at the end of the first game by 16. The margin right around 29 pins. 10th frame, second game. A lot of time left for Bill Allen. Well, he got that one out far enough, and it moved too fast, and he leaves the 4-pin.
He seemed to speed up on that ball a little bit, Fred, on lane 25. He just doesn't look sharp at all on lane 25. Just not quite sure himself.
Yeah, very interesting thing here. Allen's having trouble on 26.
Right.
Bunetta's having trouble on 25. So the count for Bunetta, 205. He opened with 187. Bill has filled 10 frames this game, 1 double, losing only 5 pins in count. With 1 more ball to throw, Allen has lost 9 pins in count, and he has 3 open frames. That's better. Bill shakes his head. He realizes that's the way he's supposed to throw the ball. Let's see what he can do in the third game. Bill Allen now trying to save a pin or two. He can pick up 10 here with a double. But this lane has been quite a challenge. Look out. And the ball. Like a 10. Now that one didn't seem to break as sharp, Dick.
All these bowlers have their little knacks about releases and speeds.
I notice he tucks that little finger in, too. He's right back on the nose. I believe you put your pinky on top of the ball, too, don't you?
Yes, I do. I seem to be more confident this way of the grip, holding on to the ball a little bit better, and I believe this is why Bill Allen does it, too.
Well, he thought he might as well take a shot at it, and he gave it quite a try. So in the second game, Bill Bunetta 205 and Bill Allen 170. Fred Wolf along with Dick Weber. We are in Akron, Ohio. This is Championship Bowling coming to you from the Firestone Lanes in Akron, home of the Professional Bowlers Association. It'll be Bill Bunetta starting off the third and final game. Bunetta out in front by 19 pins. Bunetta has 392. Allen, 373. Big turn on his knees. He's in there and he carries. Bunetta now off with a strike. Bill has started every game with a strike. The first game he started with 2. The second game a single strike. Now the third game with the strike. And we look at Bill Allen, the southpaw from Orlando, Florida, making his first appearance on Championship Bowling. And look out, and there it is again, wide open. And that ball is just moving too much for Bill here on the right side. 4-7-10. He's had the 4-6. He's had the big 4. Now the 6-7. Let's see what he can do with it. Too much of the 6 pin, and Allen is open again. In the first game, he was open in the first frame. He was open in the fifth. He missed a spare in the fifth. In the second game, he had a big split in the second, a big split in the fourth. He had the 3-7 in the ninth. And on his count ball in the 10th, he had a wide open split. We're in the second frame. Bill Bunetta now about 30 pins out in front. And he leaves the 7-pin. When they get you down, they keep you down, don't they?
Yes, they do. It seems the difference between lane 25 and lane 26. Bill Allen is straighter on lane 25, but out farther, Fred, than he is on 26. So in this case, he might be pulling the ball on 26.
Well, here's that picture shot again. There it is. I don't know. I get quite a kick out of seeing him shoot at that 7-pin because he really has to point that ball almost at the channel 3/4 of the way down, and it just comes right back. He doesn't have much trouble with that pin either. Bill Bunetta now. Let's see if he can get started with a double. Oh, big lift there. Look at that one. So Big Bill Bunetta off now with a double. This is where we came in. He started the first game with 2. All right. He kicked that 4-pin out of there.
Quite happy with that one there.
Yes, he's left the 4 a couple of times. So that's a big triple now for Bill Bunetta. That's his first triple. Allen had 4 in a row in the first game, was unable to get the 5th for the bonus money. That's out there. Boy, he really has that one out there. Well, Bill is a little proud of himself. He finally did, I think, what he's been trying to do, but he actually went around the first diamond, and then the ball kept going, Dick, and he was out on that, what do they call the last board? That's a...
Well, that's the gutter board or channel board as far as I'm concerned.
Actually, that's maple that runs down on the outside of the pine, isn't it?
Yes.
There's another one. This fella can throw the ball in the pocket like he owns it, but he's having a little trouble here on the right side. So Bill Bunetta, who has started with 3, has that margin up to 50 pins. He'll need this one to keep it at 50. And 50's not enough when you got Bill Allen chasing you. Will it be 4? Looks like he is there. And now we go for 5. Bill Bunetta from Fresno, California gets his chance now at bonus money. What do you think, Dick?
I think he'll get it.
Oh, no. Well, they almost got away with it.
Well, I shouldn't have said what I did. I put the hex on him, I believe.
How would you pick out the difficulty there? He just seemed to be a little jerky when he got to the line.
Oh, rushed the foul line and pulled the ball. Tried to hold too tight of a line, I would say.
At the 10-pin, Bunetta covers. So both boys have had an opportunity to cash in for bonus money, but they both failed on the 5th strike. Now here's Bill Allen. The Florida southpaw works on 2. He's still going to get something going. That's out there, but it moves too fast, and he leaves the 6-10. Oh, that ball really takes off here on the right side for Allen.
Yes, it does. I'm very surprised that he hasn't tried to come straighter through with the hand. And this by letting that ball hook, I would certainly cut the hook down.
Gonna have to go to a knuckleball here or something. The 6 and the 10, and Allen covers. So at the end of 5 here in game number 3, Bunetta is 109 spare. Allen is 77 spare. Bill Allen from Orlando, Florida, trailing by 52 pins. We're in the 6th frame of the 3rd and final game, and Allen is back in there. You'll notice that all of our champion bowlers are outfitted in the King Louis shirts and slacks, and of course they all have the King Louis blazers. They all look kind of pretty. Dick, you look very well in your jacket. Here's Bunetta in the 6th. That'll never get there. Missed the head pin, the 1, the 2, and the 8, and Bill Allen is not out of this yet. Bunetta will have to pay attention. 50 pins to hang on to, 5 frames to go. Allen is on a strike in the 6th. 1 open by Bunetta, a double by Allen, and 50 pins could just about be half gone. Now, it doesn't take long. 1, 2, 8, the spare maker indicates the ball following through, and Bill hit all 3 pins with the ball, and that's what the book says.
That's right. It's exactly the way the square maker said to make it.
Bunetta now moving left. He'll probably get this one. He's not on 4 strikes. Oh, can get a little heavy for $250. No, sir. Well, he made up the difference. He adjusted, didn't get there. Leaves the 2-pin.
Bill has a tendency to sing to himself, Fred, at times, too, just to relax himself. If, a lot of people wondering what he's doing with his lips. He sings, and this relaxes him in a way, yes.
I thought maybe he might be talking to himself, but I didn't know he was singing. Here's the cover for Bill Bunetta. Ball for Bunetta, 145 spare. If Bill can fill every frame, if Allen strikes all the way, Allen would pick up 10 pins. Well, he'd pick up in counts, actually more than the 50 that he needs. So Bunetta's going to need a double if Allen goes out. If he's not going out, he's wide open again. Well, I think that about covers the whole split catalog here. Allen has had everything, the 4, 6, and he's had the 4, 6, 7, 10. He's had the 4, 6, 7. He has had this one both ways. He's had the 4, 10, and he's had the 6, 7. That's about the whole loop,
That's
isn't
about
it?
the whole back row, and... Oh,
Yeah! Great shot. Great shot by Bill Allen, and that keeps him in here. Oh, that 4-pin just leaped over there, didn't it? That gives you an idea how much stuff this fella has on that ball. It just touched that 4-pin, and it made a fast move right. We're in the 8th. Here it comes. Well, Mr. Bunetta still is vulnerable here. He's going to have to pay attention. 1 open frame, and Allen might just run right out on him. Allen is still potential 227. Bunetta had a lead of 19 pins. So Bill's got to pay attention. Here it comes. Oh, look at that. We've been waiting for that one.
he made sure with that ball.
Yes, sir. Bill flexing his muscles. On a strike, he can just about wrap it up with this one. Oh, he thinks that's good. He thinks that's pretty good. It was in the pocket, no doubt about it, but Bill will have to go back. A solid 10. He knew he threw that one the way he wanted.
Yes, he did. He was crisp at the foul line, and he knew he hit his spot, so he felt sure that he would get a strike out of the ball.
He's going to have to make this spare because Allen can still kick around 227. There's the cover. Bill said he hoped the ball didn't jump over it, and that didn't happen, of course. Bill Allen needs this strike to stay in, and he leaves the 6-pin. Actually going all the way for Allen, 227. With a lead of 19 pins, Bill would have needed 209. Allen could have made Bunetta double here if he'd have carried that one and came back with 2 in the 10th. As a matter of fact, he still had room for bonus money. So that 6-pin puts Mr. Bill Allen out of business. Careful. There's the cover. You know, arthritis is America's #1 crippling disease with a toll of over 12.5 million victims. The Arthritis and Rheumatism Foundation urge you to contribute to combat this painful disease. Bill Allen from Orlando, Florida, the left-hander, his first appearance on championship bowling, the big turn. He stands there and puts his hands out. He's very confident on the left side, but oh, this right side.
He just threw his hands up in the air and couldn't understand why he can hit 25 and not 26.
Well, I might ask you the same question. Why can't he, Dick?
It's very funny, Fred. I feel that Bill should have moved in much more deeper on 26 than he is on 25, or else come straighter through with the hand.
Well, certainly our audience around the country should realize by now that this fella here, this left-hander Bill Allen, can throw the ball and throw it beautifully, because we're seeing it done here on one lane. But he can hit two lanes, and he has proven that by what he's done on the 63 and 64 tour with the Professional Bowlers Association. So he gets a nice hand from the crowd here in Akron, Ohio. He closes with 207. 207 will give him 580. And Bill Bunetta from Fresno, California will be the winner. And this time Bill is in. And that solid 10-pin that Bill had in the ninth frame, of course, prevented him from getting another shot at the $250 bonus. Two more strikes here. Bill will have 230, which will put him at around 620, 25.
That 10-pin is costing 20 pins, Fred.
That's right. From 240 to 230. And the $250.
Right.
Right. Big Bill Bunetta, Fresno, California. This fella shot 805 on television in New York, Dick, back in 1961. Maybe you remember that.
Yes, I do. I certainly do. In
That's
fact, he just had a new ball drilled up for that show.
He also made the jackpot shot on Make That Spare in 63. One more, Bill. There it is. So Bunetta gets out of here with 235, and that gives him 627, and that 10-pin tap in the ninth frame, very costly. This is championship bowling, where you see the world's greatest bowlers in action every week. Here are the official scores for Bill Allen from Orlando, Florida. 203, 170, and 207. The total is 580. For Bill Bunetta, out Fresno, California way, 187, 205, a big finish, 235. The total, 627. The winner, Bill Bunetta. Did you enjoy this one, ladies and gentlemen? That might be a good question for you, Bill. Did you enjoy this one?
No, I didn't.
You didn't? You didn't. You know, Dick Weber and I were doing an awful lot of fishing up there on your problems here on the right side. You know, you just went right about through the library on splits over here. You had every one of them, I believe.
Yeah, I had 7 splits in all and 6 of them on 26, but I was just throwing the ball bad on that side. So.
You were throwing it bad.
Yeah, I didn't throw the ball right.
You didn't throw it right.
I didn't throw it the same way on 26 I did on 25.
That's obvious. But Dick had a little comment. He said that he thought you probably should have changed your angle a little bit over here.
Well, I don't change angles too much.
You don't change angles.
It's strictly the way I roll the ball. So.
In other words, instead of changing an angle like some of the boys do, you release the ball differently.
Right. I'll maybe roll the ball a little bit slower or something. I don't make drastic changes like the right-handers do.
Mm-hmm. Of course, you can't throw it out much farther. I'll tell you that. We almost lost a couple of them.
Well, not really. I got a lot of room. Yeah.
You got a lot of room. Yeah. Bill, well, let's see the loser first. $500, Bill. I hate to say loser.
Well, you don't really lose.
We're looking forward to some big things from you here on Championship Bowling this year. It's your first appearance. I wonder if possibly it had a little, to get you a little bit anywhere. It's a little different, isn't it?
A little bit, yes. It's first time is a little bit nervous.
First time you're a little bit nervous.
Right.
Well, you've been
he's never lost one, so he still has never lost one.
Well, it seems as though we give him these newcomers, and he has a little advantage there. But I don't know. You appeared on television so many times in 63 and 64 on the Pro Tour, we didn't figure this would bother you at all.
Well, actually, I think every one of them is just like a new experience, really. Start off with the little butterflies, and you got to get a couple of strikes to ease the tension, and I just never did do it.
Of course, he started with a double, and then the butterflies really got him. He got nervous. Now, incidentally, both of you boys had 4 in a row. What happened on the 5th? A little heavy? Bill, what happened to you on the 5th?
I steered it a little bit.
You steered it a little bit. Well, steer this. $1,000 as being the winner. And Bill, I know you've appeared on Championship Bowling many times, and I know back in 63 and again in 64, this guy here was causing a lot of problems on the tour with that thing on the deep, from around the mulberry bush there.
Yes, matter of fact, Fred, I can sympathize with him now, but it wasn't too long ago, in 1964, on a tour, he was crying to me a little bit. He couldn't carry any strikes. So I sympathized with him, and he shot 258, 278. So no more sympathy from me until after it's all over.
Good luck, boys. Repeating the scores, Bill Bunetta 627, Bill Allen 580. Don't go away now. We're going to have another visit with Esther Woods. Esther Woods, a professional bowler and really one of the finest instructresses in the country today, is with us again this week on Championship Bowling. And Esther, we've been watching some great bowlers, haven't we?
We certainly have, Fred, and you know these professionals are just the same as beginner bowlers. Really, they just have now perfected the fundamentals of the game. I think this is the reason why women are getting better as bowlers. It seems as though they finally have realized now that they need basic lessons to learn how to bowl, and then they just go out and practice what they've learned. Let me show you how easy it is, Fred.
Please do.
This is Paula Ramey. Now, she's had a few lessons in bowling, and while she demonstrates, I'm going to talk about the key points. You'll notice she stands to the right of center on the approach. And this is so that the ball will go out over that foul line and roll into the pocket between the head pin and the pin to the right. And then for good timing and coordination, we use a 4-step approach, pushing the ball out in front on the first step. Out, down, back, and slide. All right, that's very nice, Paula. Now, if everything goes right and you hit that second arrow, this is what'll happen. Let me show you. All right, now Paula, let's you and I talk about 2 more key points in bowling. You see, Paula's wrist is nice and straight. The palm of the hand is on the side of the ball, and this allows the thumb to be over here where it belongs so that it will hang nice and straight, just like you're carrying a suitcase. You will also notice, too, that Paula's arm is nice and straight, and this ensures the arm swinging free from the shoulder, so that when she walks up with the ball, that ball's going to be in the right place at the right time. Well, Fred, those are the basics now.
I brought my suitcase. What is this?
There are 3 or 4 good basics that we need to be a good bowler. You know, the first one is we have to know where to stand, and then we have to have a nice straight wrist, and then we have to be able to get our arms swinging with our body and a nice straight follow through with the arm.
Like you're throwing a suitcase.
Well, like you're carrying a suitcase.
Oh, carrying the suitcase.
Yes.
I see.
Just like that. And that
Not
ensures
like that.
rhythm, timing, and coordination.
Very good. I might try the suitcase sometime. It might work out. But that's, I see what you mean. This way.
That's
Not
right.
this way. That way.
Nice straight
You have
wrist.
to try that. Girls, you get all the suitcases out now around the house there, and you start carrying those suitcases around, and as Esther says, I think we can get that average up a few points, right?
You bet, Fred.
It's very easy to get these basics. Stop in at any bowling establishment right in your neighborhood. Ask about these lessons. You'll see it's easy, and it's a lot of great fun, and I want to thank you, Esther Woods, for dropping in here on Championship Bowling again.
Thank you, Fred.
Thank you. Suitcase. Haven't tried that one. I'll have to try that. Sure hope you can join us again next week here on Championship Bowling, where you see 2 of the world's greatest bowlers in match game competition every week from the Firestone Rama in Akron, Ohio. Over $70,000 in a 300 score worth $10,000. Until next week, this is Fred Wolf just saying, keep 'em bowling. shirts and slacks used on championship bowling by King Louie. Championship bowling is sanctioned by the American Bowling Congress, and we wish to thank AMF for their cooperation in helping us to produce championship bowling.